Okay, and we are good to go. Alright, so what's going on, guys? I have Spyro the Dragon. I'm gonna go ahead and just start a new one here. And just gonna start with the very first one. So.
Okay, rolling.
Kind of like some of the things that they did with this over the original.
Or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure. Or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does
Not ugly. Fucking asshole.
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
Well, it's pretty fortunate he decided not to get Spyro there. Alright. Over. Get this easy guy here.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Alright, so I'm just gonna go explore real quick. While I do that, I'm gonna talk about, I always see these Mount Everest of things, and one of the ones that got my interest was the Mount Everest of horror films. I very much enjoy them, so I kind of put together my own little list. Look at this dude, just fucking skiing there. So I think the easy one that most people would put on their list would be like Freddy Krueger. That's a pretty easy one. Hard to think of slasher films without him. And then I put things on there like Norman Bates. And you could definitely argue for slashers on that one. But I also kind of think of him as like the thriller type. It's hard not to have him in on that. And then I wanted to get a Universal monster in there, and it was really between Dracula and then what I ultimately picked was Frankenstein's monster. I don't know. For me, it just seemed a little, when you think of like the monster movies, Frankenstein's monster just kind of lends itself a little bit more to the imagination as far as when you're thinking about it. Then here, we'll just listen to this real quick.
Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yeah, so I just felt that the Frankenstein monster kind of lent itself more. And then, finally, maybe I'll catch some shit for this, but I put Ash from, the Evil Dead, Ash Williams. And I was kind of going more off of the horror comedy as far as what we're going after as far as different types of genres here. And I wanted to make sure that the horror comedy, because it, especially more recently, seems to have taken off on its own and had a lot of success. You know, because we've had the Evil Deads, I believe, what is it, like Eraserhead is part of that. I could be mistaken on that one. I've never seen it. It's just one I normally hear brought up in conversation. But like from my experience, like Tucker and Dale, Cabin in the Woods, that kind of stuff, Zombieland. These are all things that I feel lend itself to the horror comedy. So I wanted to make sure that we got something in there. So that would be my Mount Everest, if you would, for the horror movie franchise. And I just thought that was an interesting one. So that's Freddy, Norman Bates, Ash Williams, and what did I have? Frankenstein's Monster Cheese. Can I get it? Yeah. Just going around getting all these dragons and stuff. I'm gonna 100% before I even go in through one thing. There's our balloonist. I think I'm like just 10 gems shy, so it shouldn't be too hard. Oh yeah. We're gonna get our last dragons.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the dragon mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Delvin.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
His
name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Okay. Now we can go here. Dual barrel roll. Alright, and so while I'm doing all this, yeah, watch some movies while I was at it. Now I do get to watch a lot of kids' movies. I have 2 kids under the age of 5. You know, my oldest, he's 4, so I mean, I like to watch whatever they're gonna watch, because, you know, just trying to make sure that all is appropriate for my children. So we finally got to check out Sonic 3. You know, and that one was fine. I only watched it the one time. I don't have a whole lot of takeaways. I can say right off the bat, I was very, very happy to see the role of Rachel got severely reduced. I was not the biggest fan of her. So, oh, let me get this one.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
Yeah, so I remember being really happy about Rachel just being non-existent in that movie. She had like a quick little cameo, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good with that. That's all the more I need to see you. None would have been preferred, but at least And it's nothing on the actress. I mean, it's like, you know, that's what she was asked to do, but it's like what you were asked to do is be annoying as hell. So, you know, from the actress's standpoint, yeah, she did a good job.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
And I did like, you know, Shadow. I know virtually nothing about Shadow. Like, my last experience as far as the games are concerned is Sonic and Knuckles. That was like the last game I ever played. So I know basically who he is. The character at the end, I believe her name's Amy. Yeah, I know fuck all about that character, so from here on I'm not gonna know shit.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
But yeah, I mean, for what I've gathered from Shadow, I thought it was done pretty well. Looks like most of the Sonic fans are pretty happy, so I had no major complaints. I mean, some of it was just like some of the jokes I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember some of them just going swing and a miss. Like, it just did not land at all for me. But hey, you know, whatever. I would say I would agree with the overall consensus of the movie that it's like the best of the Sonic films. And for the most part, I tend to agree. I've only seen that one once. So I don't know, maybe my opinion will change after multiple viewings. But yeah, there's really just not much I can add to that off of the one viewing. But I enjoyed the film, and I would watch it again. I would have no problems with it, just like all the other Sonic films. They're not going to blow you away as far as how good of a movie they are, but I think for what they are, they're pretty good. Some of the better video game adaptation movies that I've seen. Oh my! Oh, had a little bit of a stroke there. All right, so let's see. I also watched The Rundown, and I put it like this in my review on Criticless. It's not the best movie, but I would definitely call that like the best movie for both Sean William Scott and The Rock. I've only seen a handful of either of them in films. You know, they're not exactly a draw for me. But from what I have seen of either of them, that is my favorite movie for both of them. Now I gotta kind of set aside a little bit of believability for Sean William Scott to be like some sort of Indiana Jones type dude, but I think for the most part he pulled it off. I did enjoy that movie, and you know, continue to watch that one.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet!
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
Alright, so, and also, fucking Christopher Walken in that. Such a goofy bastard in everything that he's in. I just enjoy seeing Christopher Walken in things. I would say he's almost like a Tim Curry type thing for me, where I just enjoy them being in the movie. No matter how ridiculous their role might be in that movie, I really enjoy it. And some of the lines that that Walken's got in the rundown is just gold. Especially when he was trying to translate to a bunch of like the guys who work for him, who all speak I believe it was like Spanish. I can't remember off the top of my head. The idea and the concept behind the Tooth Fairy, and just how he's losing patience while his brother is trying to translate this the idea of the Tooth Fairy to get his point across about why they need to go find Sean William Scott and The Rock. I really enjoyed that, and I'm like, I don't know of anybody that could really pull that off besides Walken. And so, let's see, what else did I get? Oh, Idiocracy. This was the first time I ever checked it out. The wife, she brought that to my attention and was like, hey, you know, we should check this out. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, we watched that, and I didn't even know what kind of movie I was in for. But then I saw the name Mike Judge. I'm like, okay. We're in for some fun stuff. And yeah, it really didn't disappoint. I'm not going to say every joke landed, but enough of them landed where I'm like, fuck, this is really funny. I would definitely recommend checking that one out. And a lot of people have pointed out a lot of the similarities between, you know, what was meant to be a joke in that movie and some real life things. And yeah, that's I'm like, oh no. It's kind of like when watching Demolition Man, and you're like, you know, that kind of shit was funny when it was just, you know, for laughs. And we didn't have to, you know, take it seriously at all. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I only watched that the one time, so I can't say a whole hell of a lot about that one. Go get Skates McGee over here. Beef up on some lives for the inevitable shitty play that I'll have at some point. Oh, totally misjudged that. Oh yeah, and then Wreck-It Ralph 1 and 2. Now the first one is actually pretty good, and it's like the only time that Sarah Silverman's voice does not annoy the piss out of me. I actually thought her voice was pretty fitting for Vanellope. And yeah, I was pretty happy with that movie overall. I don't feel like you got too many, like, I think that they were just cameos and not so much key jangles in that. Like, they weren't using it to rely on you going, oh my god, this movie's great because of this. Like, it was just there because it was using it as a means of building its world. Like, this is video games, so obviously we should have video game characters that, you know, we're familiar with. And I thought it did a pretty good job. And told a good story. But then, I hadn't seen the second one in so long. And so we watched that with the kids, and I'm like, God, this sucks.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro.
Wait for this to go.
Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
So yeah, like, we watched the second one, and I just like got gradually more and more just frustrated with the movie. One of the things I couldn't stand is how much they needed to remind us of like how cool Vanellope is, like how great she is, and then her and that chick from that other game basically just nonstop going, no, you're great, no, you're great, but everybody likes you, no, but everybody likes you, you're the best. And it gets really, really annoying and old. Get this dragon here. Delvin.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
I did. In fact, one of the other dragons told me that very same thing. Yeah, so I definitely would not recommend anybody watch the fucking second Wreck-It Ralph, but you can just completely pass that one over. And then I believe that this was about the time where this was like one of the first movies that they had where the Star Wars movies were big. Let this pass.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run, run! I'm getting a little winded.
But yeah, they definitely... I don't remember if this was like one of the first like Pixar movies that they did after that acquisition or anything for Star Wars, but man, they definitely were all about that. Gotcha. So yeah, that movie. Oh, and then speaking of sequels that just aren't that good, we watched Cars 3. I watch Cars 3 so fucking much. My son, he loves it, and you know, I try not to like shit on the movie in front of him. You know, because he enjoys it, and I'm not. You know, he's 4, so I let him enjoy whatever, but I cannot stand that movie. It actually, I thought it started fairly well. You know, Lightning, he's getting older. He's starting to find that he's not as young as he was, right? And hungrier people are starting to come in and take him. And here, let me get this dragon. I'll finish my thought.
Thank you for
This does
releasing
not look
me,
like a
Spyro.
Thor.
You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
So yeah, you know, he's feeling a little threatened. You know, he's not the top. He's looking to get forced into retirement like a lot of his friends were, and you know, it sucks, and it forces him to push himself too hard. He then wrecks, and has to figure out what he's going to do, right? And then he kind of does like an old training, like trying to go back into getting some new training after he gets a new sponsor. And it really kind of reminds me a lot of the Rocky movies. And I can't help but feel that they were playing into the Rocky movies. One of the characters in that was named like Cal Weathers, and I couldn't help but think of Carl Weathers. You know, Apollo Creed. And then I was really reminded of like Rocky 3 with this one. Like Clubber Lang comes in, whoops his ass, makes him realize, oh, you're not the best. I'm hungrier than you. I'm gonna take this from you. And so, you know, Rocky gets into some training. Has to take on like a new role model, new trainer. Apollo becomes his new trainer, just like Cruz becomes Lightning's trainer. And then, you know, they build up all this thing, and then they make Lightning give up at the end, and then just put in Cruz. I'm like, that's so fucking lame. And of course she wins. I'm like, she didn't know shit. She didn't know what she was doing. But she gets to win just because. And I'm just like, this fucking sucks. I was so pissed off. Ooh, he's gonna get me. Ooh. And so that movie angers me because it could have been really good. You could have had something interesting with Lightning. I would have been fine if Cruz had taken over. Like, he realized he needs to be he needs to take his mentor's spot. But, like, let him finish his race. What the hell was he doing all that training for? Just to watch Cruz? She didn't even participate in all of that. She participated in most of it, but not all of it. Could have learned some real lessons there.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Like, they could have had the payoff of Cruz taking over as the new racer. And they could have had that. Just having Lightning just quit. Especially after the way he wrecked because he refused to quit. I just thought was so fucking lame. The beacons are lit. Sorry. Thinking of better movies right now. I don't even know what the hell I was just doing right now. So yeah, that's a lot of the movies I was reading up on. I mean, I did just finish Jurassic Park. That is my absolute all-time favorite movie, and I never get tired of that one. Had my son watching it with me, and again, he's 4. So I feel kind of compelled to just be like, hey, buddy, anything that you see in this movie, it's all fake. It's all fake, and if I need to prove it to you, I will. We'll watch the behind the scenes that I totally don't watch all the time as is. But yeah, he watched that one without any issues. In fact, I thought it was funny. So before I put him to bed, told me he was gonna. We all like pick movies as a family every night when we're getting ready to settle down, and he told me he was gonna pick that one because he heard that it was mine. I'm like, that's fucking awesome of you, kid, but you ain't gotta do that for me. So good on him.
Psst. Spyro, wanna know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
But yeah, so I was watching it, and you know, some of the effects are still hold up, especially by a lot of today's movies. Like some of the CGI in today's movies just is horrible, and it is showing us age a little bit. You know, you're thinking 1993. You know, we're getting closer to what, 40 years getting closer to? I'm not mathing right now. But you know, that movie, my god, it's still very, very good looking as far as the effects. And I just can't get over like the animatronics in particular. It's just when you watch the behind the scenes and see how those came to life, and you're just like, my, oh, it is truly a tragedy that Stan Winston passed away. The effects from his department is just outstanding. It just, wow. Hold on, let's play this video real quick.
Big enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Yeah, like watching the behind the scenes and seeing the how these dinosaurs were built and things like that is just I don't even know what else to say on that one. That thing is just fucking awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot about this bin over here. Hopefully that's the only thing I need. I hate it when I miss like some obvious thing. There we go. Do. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching all of the Jurassic Park films. I have no plans on seeing the new one in theater, mainly because when I watched Dominion, that movie fucking broke me. Like, so I watched Fallen Kingdom, and I thought it was like, oh, you know, it's fine. I wasn't gonna say it was great, but you know, after I let it sit for a minute, I'm like, no, that movie wasn't very good. I've maybe have watched it one or two other times since seeing it in the theater. But then, after seeing Dominion, like on the car ride home, I'm just like, I am just pissed off about this movie. I am doing nothing but bitching about it the entire car ride home. My poor wife, she's fine with the Jurassic Park films. I wouldn't call her like a super fan or anything like that. She enjoys them. But to hear me just go on a fucking tirade was probably like, oh, her ears are probably bleeding. Oh, you little prick. I got you that second time. I hate these dogs. Out of everything I remember in the game, I hate these dogs the most. And it's probably because there are just so fucking many of them. I think if there was like 1 or 2, I'd probably be alright. But no. Like 8 trillion fucking dogs. Kick your ass. Yeah, there's like no little critters for me to feed my butterfly, or my dragonfly with. Man, I am just not doing very good right now. Okay, nobody over here. Fuck right off, dog. But yeah, I made it a point. I'm like, okay, this next Jurassic Park movie or Jurassic World movie, I'll watch it, but I have no intention of watching it in theater. Like, I gotta hear that it's actually fucking worthwhile before I'll do that. I am not gonna be bothered to watch another really, really shitty Jurassic Park film in theaters.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
Get it. Oh, okay. I was like, I hate backtracking. Yeah, hell, so staying on the whole Jurassic Park thing, you know, I watched Jurassic World for the first time, and like when it came out in theater. So the very first Jurassic World, saw it in theater. I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Hell, this rivals Jurassic Park. I was singing real high praise of it. Then I watched it again, and I'm like, okay, maybe not as good. And to make a long story short, it's like, yeah, that movie probably sits at third, maybe fourth place. Like the very first one, man, that one is king. There is no taking the crown from that one. At least not right now.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spot.
You may travel to the Peacekeepers world if you like. Are
Right.
you ready to go?
Let's go to the Peacekeepers. But yeah, at this point I would say that Lost World, maybe Jurassic Park 3 are above Jurassic World, like the very first one. I still enjoy it, but man, it got some fucking flaws. Like, one of my biggest issues is Claire could have probably saved some lives, and the Indominus Rex not have escaped had she just made the fucking phone call from that spot right there. And then that means that Chris Pratt's character doesn't go into the cage with those other two dudes and then lets out the monster. But yeah, let's look at this.
Welcome to Peacekeepers. Look how our treasure has been stolen and turned against us. Please, recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
Alright, I'm probably just gonna 100% this area here. And then probably call it for that. Only got about an hour's worth of time. Get some gaming in. I'll be doing this every week. I've been enjoying this. And, you know, for any who don't know, you know, this is a secondary channel. My main channel focuses on a... that was weird. My main channel focuses on, like, independent comics and things like that. And eventually I want to do some live streams that are focused on that. I plan to, in the more immediate, at least to near future, do something of kind of like a Comic Shop Wednesday from Drink with Crazies thing. Since he no longer is doing it, I was thinking about doing kind of like a spiritual successor where I just basically go on like the front pages of like Fund My Comic and Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and just kind of take a look at just some of the main things that are there. I would do it live here and then just put the VOD on my main channel, so that my main channel is just Gorilla Mar and not Gorilla Mar Live. Oh, stupid. That was dumb. Get that gem.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
Oh. Well then. Oh yeah, stupid. Do-do-do. Oh. Oh, and also, speaking more about shit that I got going on, I also have a shorts channel for any that's particularly interested. I kept it separate because I guess it works on its own algorithm, just like the live stuff, so I just separated all of my channels. Plus, like I want to do something live, but I also just wanted to talk beyond just independent comics and stuff like that. What's the likelihood I'm gonna fucking fall here? Ooh, oh, there you got it. Get fucked.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
There we go. Yay. Alright, so I'm just gonna go collect those two over here. And we will call it. Just 100% this. And so I'll pick up from here next Sunday. I plan to do this every Sunday about the same time. Come on here, just talk about all sorts of stuff. I do like the whole Mount Everest thing. I'm gonna start looking for some of those, or you know, pick a series of movies from, you know, this year, like all the popular movies, and it's like, oh well, pick 3 and then the rest have to disappear forever. Those can be really fucking tough. So, but yeah. So that's all I got for this week, guys. So until next Sunday, take care and God bless. I don't know if I can stop it.